Sport mode is a beast. Holy. Oh yeah, E&K Auto Salvage. There you go. Let's talk about that. Junkyards. So, when I was younger, particularly in high school, there were still plenty of junkyards around. Now, obviously, there's a junkyard back there, which is pretty cool, but I feel like they're dwindling, at least where I'm at. There's not as many junkyards. And I feel like people don't go to them as often, at least here. So I want to talk about that. You should chime in if you, I don't know, on whatever you think or what. I am a mechanical type of dude and learned at a pretty young age how to take care of my own vehicles and stuff, mostly because we had no money, so it had to be done. But I went to junkyards quite a bit, and even when I was young, it was pretty cool. Like you go to the junkyard, the guys were pretty laid back. The one that I always went to, he didn't care. Like you wanted a water pump or power steering pump or whatever for a certain car. I mean, when I was younger, it was pretty easy. Whereas you just kind of tell them, you know, what motor you had or what you're looking for. You know, if a lot of GM stuff, if you had a V8, if it was a 305 or 350, it fit pretty similar. And there's a lot of cars that had that motor. So you go and find one, and he didn't care. He'd go take it off yourself, and you know, I remember he'd even help me. Like he'd swap pulleys on it for me quick, because you don't know if it's gonna be the same or whatever. Put the pulley on your old one and then take it, and then you'd get a power steering pump for like $5. Nowadays it's everything is, well, you gotta go to the, well, I don't even know if you go to the parts store. So I guess maybe we gotta start there. How many of you guys actually like work on your own stuff? Or is it just everyone brings it to a shop now? Is that the way it is? Everyone brings everything to the shop. Or if you gotta work on something, you gotta buy it from the parts store. And it's like the parts store now is just as expensive as if, you know, you brought it to a shop and they bought it. Which it used to be like, even when you're buying parts, you'd pay less. If you brought it to some shop, they'd even overcharge you on the part. I don't know, it's just weird. It's weird how society is going. So my first car was a 1985 Mazda GLC Deluxe. It was pretty sweet. But the whole thing there, I mean, it was a good purchase. It had a crap load of miles on it, but it ran fine. I got it for $275, and I didn't ever have to work on it. I just changed oil, and it was totally fine. I guess that's what you do with a Mazda. You just change oil in it, and you're good. And then when I was 17, I bought, in addition to the Mazda, a 1986 Monte Carlo SS. And that thing had a 305, and that thing, you know, you end up working on a little bit more. I ended up building a whole nother engine for it, building the 350 for it, putting a shift kit in the transmission. But anyway, I still, even at that time, I went to junkyards. Like when I built the 350, I don't know what I wanted, but I thought my power steering pump, my power steering pump did go out. And them big old cars were not the greatest when them suckers went out. It was pretty tough to steer. I remember it went out while I was cruising down the highway. But anyhow, I went straight to the junkyard and just bought a power steering pump and swapped it in there, whatever, you know. And then I got a different alternator for it, and I'd be really good too, and like take them home and clean them all up and repaint them. So the parts, once like when I built my 350 for it, all those accessories and parts were all like freshly painted, and so they all looked really nice and everything. I always took time to do that. This is a pretty cool part of town, but it's very hilly. I've always thought like, man, this is cool houses. I'd like to be nice to live up here, but then when I look at it and thinking about winter in Minnesota and living on these hills, that could kind of suck. But it is pretty cool up here. Look at that place, huh? That's what a guy needs. Do a double garage action. Oh, we got a dead end. No, we don't. Yes, we do. Oh, we got the park. Here we go. Anyhow, yeah, I was able to like keep stuff going for cheap, man. Especially when you're a teenager. I mean, I put that motor in it at probably like 19 years old. So, it's not like I had a lot of... I mean, I worked and stuff, but it's not like I had a ton of money to do buy all brand new stuff. But anyway, yeah, so let's talk about that a little bit. Junkyards, working on your own stuff. How do you feel about it? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Totally appreciate it, guys. And I will catch you another time. See ya.